Hi, this is HardballRetro. Welcome to the Retrodome. This video is a companion to a series of articles on my HardballRetro.com website. The main article is located under the Retro Replays category and is titled Hardball Retro Replays, Sim Seasons with Original and Actual Half-Decade Rosters. The original rosters are based on the research from my book, Hardball Retrospective, where I assigned every Major League ball player to the first team that signed them to a professional MLB contract. Each player remains on their assigned original team for the duration of their careers. I take the top 40 players from each roster based on win shares, using each player's best season in a 5-year period. I run the simulation for at least 10 seasons in each half-decade. The team with the highest victory total within a given season receives 1 point. If 2 or more teams tie for the lead, each team receives a half point. The team with the most points after 10 seasons is declared the winner. However, if no team led or tied for the lead in at least 4 out of 10 seasons, the simulation continues until at least one team reaches that criteria. The main article includes a full explanation of my methodology, along with links for each replay's recap and season-by-season results. Okay, we're going to be looking at the 1950 through 54 Hardball Retro season replays. This is for the originals. So it's basically, as I mentioned, every player being placed back onto the first team that they signed a pro contract with, a professional MLB contract with. So let's get started here. Right, 1950 through 54. We're going to go into, this is season 1. I already preloaded season 1 here. We can look at the results. On some of the previous videos that I've done similar to this, I've gone through a pretty detailed leader by leader, each category, talking about the different players. I'm going to try to do a little bit of a speed run here, so I'm going to still going to go through all the information, but I'm not going to mention every single player. And anyway, we'll probably shorten the length of this video considerably compared to some of the previous ones. So let's get into this. Looks like the Indians 104 victories, but the Brooklyn Dodgers with 108. So the Dodgers take the lead here. They get 1 point for having the most victories in season 1. So the Indians over the Red Sox in the American League. Yankees also did well, and everybody else below 500 here. White Sox with 103 losses. And you can also see the run differential. The Indians plus 285, Boston and the Yankees all positive run differentials there. And down here we have the Dodgers with a plus 286, 108 victories. Cardinals with 89, distant second place. Boston Braves barely over 500, and everybody else sub 500. But the Pirates did manage to stay below the 100 loss mark. So let's take a look at the American League batting leaders. We've got Mickey Vernon taking the batting crown over Dom DiMaggio. You can see the other guys here, so I'm not gonna name everybody here, but just kind of probably the top 2 guys at least. Al Rosen, 44 dingers, and Walt Drapo with 41 homers and 189 RBIs. Pretty incredible RBI total. And Rosen second with 145. We'll drop down to the NL batting leaders. We've got George Kell for the Dodgers, 357. Don Mueller next, or Miller, not quite sure how that one's pronounced, 352. There's Musial, Mays. Duke Snyder, 46 homers. Roy Campanella second with 42. Willie Mays, 146 RBI over Ted Kluszewski, the big clue, 127. AL pitching leaders, Don Mossy, 2.24 ERA for the Indians. Harry J. Taylor with a 2.41 for the Chi Sox. And Bob Keegan led the league with 18 victories. Don Mossy next with 17. Dave Jolly for the Browns, 31 saves. Jim Hughes next with 28. Oh, and Ellis Kinder, 28. NL pitching leaders, Don Newcomb, 2.16 ERA for the Dodgers. Don Little, 2.78 for the Braves, runner-up. Murray Dixon, 18 wins, and then 2 tied with 15 here. And Jim Constanti for the Reds, 34 saves. Hoyt Wilhelm, 33. We've got the top vote getters in the MVP and Cy Young races. Walt Drapo takes the MVP, 458 votes over Al Rosen. AL Cy Young goes to Don Mossy over Bob Keegan. NL MVP goes to Willie Mays, 411. Stan Musial runner-up. And Murray Dixon, 220 votes over Don Newcomb for the NL Cy Young. Alright, so we're going to go up here. And we're going to look at reports, special events. Alright, so for those of you not familiar with the special events, it does take a minute because the game has to go through all of the schedule and generate all these reports that we're looking for. So while that's coming up, special events, I tend to look at the guys with the most home runs, 3 or 4 home runs in a game. What else? The no-hitters, top strikeout games, and so on. So it's just interesting to see how that varies from season to season. And there's a number of things that I skip here. So if you see me scrolling down, it's like double plays, so on. Here we go. Special events, home runs. Yogi Berra with 3, and Bullweg for the Phillies with 3. I mentioned this in each video. If you see a guy with a plus sign at the end of his name, that means that he's a fill-in, and that is for the active players on each roster. I require that they have at least 5 win shares. So if there's a team that falls short of that requirement, I might have to grab a fill-in from another team that had more than enough players on their 40-man roster to satisfy that requirement. So the top 40 make the roster. Anybody else is potentially available as a fill-in for another team. So in this case, Bullweg was not an original Philly, but he was needed to fill in a gap in the roster. So that's that. If there's any 4 home run games, I will click into those box scores and take a little bit deeper dive. Bobby Avila, 6 hits in a game. Ribbies, I don't bother with. Runs scored, I don't bother with usually. Errors. Okay, cycles. Ralph Kiner hit for the cycle. Walt Dropo. In the park homers, there were seven of those. And usually in here, if there's any no-hitters, it would be between in the park homers and complete games. So that's what I look at for special events. So that wraps up season number 1. So we'll go in here and restore from backup and bring up season 2. Okay. So let's see who led the way in Season 2. Also, if you notice in the upper corner here, 5002. So when I create my schedules, I start off Season 1 will be 5001 because it's 50. This is the 1950 through 54 replay. So I'll do a 50, 01, 50, 02, 50, 03, and so on. And at the end of each replay, I update there's an encyclopedia feature in Digital Diamond Baseball. So that allows me to go into the encyclopedia and look at the different seasons with this number being the year number here differentiating the different seasons. So that's how I do that. So the Indians, Yankees falling short of the win total here for the Dodgers. So the Dodgers get another point. They've got 2 points through 2 seasons. So they're ahead right now. But just up here, Yankees finish 1 game back of the Indians. Red Sox were in the mix. Phillies above sorry, not Phillies. The Philadelphia Athletics above 500. Everybody else down sub 500 ball. And in the NL for Season 2, Dodgers again running away with it. 20-game lead over St. Louis. Got the Cubbies here with 80 wins. The Braves just finishing a game under 500. And the Pirates almost lost 100, but not quite. Brooklyn 356 run differential. That's pretty incredible. One of the higher totals that I've seen here. Okay, so let's just take a look here. AL batting leaders. Mickey Vernon over Johnny Pesky for the batting title. We got here Mickey Mantle, 43, over Joe DiMaggio for the home run lead. So, pair of teammates there. Walt Drapo again, 145 RBIs. DiMaggio next, Mantle third. And NL batting, we've got Stan Musial over Red Schoendienst for the batting crown. Ted Kluszewski, home run lead. Willie Mays, runner-up. Duke Snider, RBI leader, 10 better than the Say Hey Kid. AL pitching, Don Mossy again, 308. Satchel Paige for the Indians, 318. Johnny Schmitz, the win leader, 17 wins. A couple guys with 15 again. Carl Scheib, 33 saves over Ellis Kinder by 1. NL pitching, Earl Harris for the Reds, 1.72. Johnny Hetke, also for the Reds, 259. Murray Dixon, Carl Erskine, 16 wins. Irv Palika, also, so 3 guys tied with 16. Hoyt Wilhelm over Jim Constanti in save department. MVP goes to Jolton Joe DiMaggio over Mickey Mantle, Ted Williams. Johnny Schmitz, AL Cy Young over Harry Bird. NL MVP goes to Duke Snider, 430 votes, a little bit more than Kluszewski. Mays third. And NL Cy Young, Irv Palika over teammates Carl Erskine and Don Newcomb. All right, so that's season overview for season number 2. Let's look at our reports here. Special events. So I do use the actual schedule from one of the seasons in this range. So one of the 1950 through 54 seasons, the as played uh, schedule. So there may be a discrepancy where one team plays 154, another team plays 153. I don't do makeup games for those, so it is what it is. So if you notice any, somebody's like, 10 and a half games back or something, then that's the reason. Uh, let's scroll down and check out our special events here. Oh, we've got some triple plays, 6 triple plays. Home runs, Spencer for the Giants with 3. Snyder for the Dodgers, Bailey for the Reds, Mays for the Giants, Mantle, Al Rosen for the Indians, Joe DiMaggio hits for the Cycle, and Pretty hits 3 homers for the Yanks, and Bobby Doer hits 3, so no 4-homer games. We're not going to click into any of those. Hits in a game, Temple, Moon, Lenhart, and Sauer. Skip past RBIs. There's just too many to look at there. Runs scored. Errors we don't look at. Cycle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 cycles. 4 in the park homers. There's a fill in there. So check. And Spawn strikes out 12. And again, no no-hitters, so we will move on to season number 3. Alrighty, we've got, the Indians 107 to the Dodgers 106. So the Indians get a point. They trail the Dodgers 2 points to 1 at this juncture, but it's still pretty early going, so they do seem to be the top 2 teams thus far, but there's always a chance for somebody else to get into the mix here. The Indians, there we go, 16 and a half games ahead of Boston. Yankees, respectable, but pretty far back. The Browns, 500 ball, just a little above. Tigers with 100 losses, and I do want to mention again the Indians 336 run differential, and the Dodgers with 304. So, got the Cardinals 19 back again. Reds 22 off the pace. Everybody else below 500. The Braves just finished a few games from losing 100. All right, AL batting leaders. Ferris Fain, just by a single point over Al Rosen and Mickey Vernon. So quite the batting race there. Even the 4th and 5th guys, 328. So everybody was bunched up in the batting race there. But Ferris Fain takes it. Hank Sauer, 43 jacks, leading the league in homers over Al Rosen. Rosen led the way with 143 RBI. Teddy Ballgame second Stan the Man Musial, 352 batting average. Red Schoendienst, 346. Ted Kluszewski, 60 home runs for the Reds. Gil Hodges next with 53. Kluszewski, 147 RBI. Hodges, 146. AL pitching leaders, Satchel Paige for Cleveland, 283. Johnny Schmitz, 293. Couple 20-game winners, Don Mossy and Johnny Schmitz for the Indians. And Ellis Kinder, 33 saves. Satchel Paige with 32. NL pitching, Spawn, 211. Dean Stone of the Cubs, 2.27. Clem Labine leading the way with 18 victories. Ewell Blackwell and Bob Kelly of the Cubs, 16 each. Jim Constanti, 38 saves, tied with Frank T. Smith of the Cubs. Top vote getters, Al Rosen gets the nod for AL MVP over Ted Williams. Very close battle there. We've got a tie for the AL Cy Young between Mossy and Schmitz. Kluszewski takes the NL MVP with his 60 homers over Duke Snider. And Clem Labine, NL Cy Young, 245 votes over Ewell Blackwell. All right, let's look at our special events here. Okay, here we go, scrolling down. Did I go too far? I went a little too far there. Okay, triple plays, 5 triple plays. Okay, 3 homer game for Hodges. Hodges again. Clyde McCullough for the Browns as a fill-in. 3 homer game. Pafko for the Cubs hits 4 homers. We'll check that one out. Hodges again, and Hodges again. So 1, 2, 3, 4 Gil Hodges. Hodges 4 times does the 3 home run game. That's pretty crazy. But Pafko had the 4 homer game, so we're going to check that one out. So let's see, 4 for 5, 4 homers, 6 RBIs. Look at the newspaper box. So that's always fun to see in the morning paper. I don't know how many people still read the morning paper, but I used to scan for box scores every morning. Scorecard. So I like the scorecard tab here. You can just look at, okay, first inning homer, second inning homer, fourth inning homer, fifth inning homer. So he had 4 home runs by the 5th inning, and he got 1 more at bat in the 8th, and he flew out to left field. So, okay, pretty amazing game for Andy Pafko there. So congrats on that. To the virtual Cubs outfielder. The cycle, Slaughter hit for the cycle in the park homers. We've got 4 of them. And here we go. We've got a couple of no-nos. Roberts for the Phillies and Black for the Dodgers. So let's take a look here. So Phillies 3-0 over the Cubs. Let's go back to game summary. No hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Do we have a perfect game is the question. We do not, because I see an error up there. So, 27 at-bats. Well, that's the Cubs lineup. I mean, not a super lineup, but there's no fill-ins, so it's a legit lineup there. Robin Roberts, no hits, no walks, 5 Ks. And error by Del Ennis, it looks like. So scorecard, what happened here? Reached on error. Ernie Banks reached on an error, and then there was a double play to erase him. So Roberts ends up facing the minimum, gets the no-hitter, does not get the perfect game. All right, and let's check this one out. It's a 1-0 game. Joe Black, 1 walk in 9 innings, 3 Ks. Facing the Braves, no fill-ins, 1 fill-in, Bill Rena. Pretty good lineup otherwise. One walk, so who drew the walk? Torgeson. And yeah, that was it. So, nice game by Joe Black. No hitter accomplished. All right, we'll move on to season number 4 here. Okay, season number 4 coming up. Got the Dodgers with 2 points and the Indians with 1 as of now. They appear to be the 2 strongest teams, but you never know. A 3rd team might emerge here. Alright, here's the standings. Cleveland 115 wins, 387 run differential, and that outpaces the Dodgers with 107 and 323. So the Indians get a point, and that draws them even at 2 points apiece through 4 seasons. Yankees 22 back, even though they won 93 games. The Athletics 500, 37 and a half back, and everybody else below 500, and the White Sox with 101 losses and a negative 309 run differential. Wrapping up the season with an 0-10 streak there. Actually 11 losses. Last 10 was 0-10. 11 straight losses, so they were 55 and 90. Okay. And in the National League, we've got the Dodgers, the Cardinals, 17 back with 89 wins. The Giants, 500 mark, and everybody else below that. All right. AL batting, Ferris Fain, 340 over Dale Mitchell of the Indians and Bobby Avila. You can see the rest of the guys here. Al Rosen, Indians, leading with 41 round trippers over teammate Larry Doby. And in the RBI department, Doby takes it with 157 ribbies. Walt Drapo of the Red Sox, 148. NL batting, Stan the Man Musial, 361. Don Mueller, 344. Jackie Robinson third at 332. And we've got Gil Hodges, the home run crown with 48 over teammate Roy Campanella. And Hodges also took the RBI crown with 149 over teammate Duke Snider. Campanella third. Strong showing by the Dodgers, obviously. Pitching leaders, Al Brazel, 305 for the Sox over Bob Turley with the Browns. Wins, we've got 21 for Johnny Schmitz, 17 for Don Mossy. Ellis Kinder, 33 saves, 5 better than Satchel Paige for the Indians. All right, NL pitching, Don Little, 250. Joe Muir with the Pirates, 260. Marian Fracano for the Dodgers, 21 wins. Jim Hearn next with 15. The save department, Hoyt Wilhelm notched 39 saves. 11 better than Jim Constanti and Frank T. Smith. Top vote getters, Al Rosen, by 7 votes over teammate Larry Doby. And Indians taking 4 of the top 5 here. Boone and Mignoso. Walt Dropo was the only non-Cleveland player to make the top 5 in the AL MVP race. AL Cy Young, Johnny Schmitz, Don Mossy, runner-up. NL MVP, another tight race. Duke Snider, 5 votes over Jackie Robinson, and 7 votes better than Gil Hodges. So almost a sweep here by the Dodgers as well. At the top 4 vote getters, Stan Musial 5th. NL Cy Young, Marian Fracano of the Dodgers, 285 over Jim Hearn of the Cardinals. All right, let's take a look at the special events report. All right, well, it's shaping up to be a tight race between Brooklyn Dodgers and Cleveland Indians here. So let's see if there were any notable performances during season number 4. Okay, again, we're going to drop down a bit here. And just a quick note, I may have mentioned this in another video, but there is the option to show and hide these events, but I'd have to do it for every season, I think. So I just choose to scroll down, and anyway, there is the show hide option there. I am aware that it's there. Triple plays, 4 of them. Home run events, Roy Campanella with 3. Duke Snider with 3, and Hank Sauer for the Yankees. Hits, Johnny Temple, 6 hits, Minnie Mignoso, and Phil Rizzuto. Let's go down here. Stolen bases. McMillan steals 3 bags. It's kind of a rarity back in this era for just not a whole lot of base stealing going on. Skip past errors. Okay, cycle. We had 3 cycles. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 inside the park home runs. And we've got a no-hitter. Waymeyer for the Reds. I believe it's Herm. Let's see. Herm Waymeyer. Yep. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 9 innings. Let's look at the box. No hit the Pirates. The Pirates have no fill-ins in their lineup. They had Ralph Kiner, Frank Thomas, Gus Bell, Bob Elliott, so pretty decent lineup there. Bob Skinner, Billy Cox. Nothing amiss with the lineup, so that's a strong no-hitter in those terms. Eddie Juiced with the RBI. Adams, I think it's Bobby with a RBI here as well. 3 hits out of Bob Neiman. 2 RBI day for Usher here. And there's Waymeyer's line. So I'm going to go ahead and exit from this. We'll move on to season number 5. We'll see if Brooklyn or Cleveland takes a 3-2 advantage here, or if somebody else gains their first point. Indians 106, 324 run differential. Brooklyn 109, 392 run, almost 400 run differential. That's incredible. So Brooklyn takes the 3-2 lead in points. Yankees again, strong, but definitely well back in the pack here. Boston and the Philadelphia Athletics above 500. I don't know if that's Boston's best showing so far. Losing track of who's finished second and third. I know the Yankees are fairly consistent second place here so far. And we've got, let me just double check up here. Yeah, season 5. All right. Dodgers, yeah, Giants, 84 wins, Reds 82, Cardinals 81, so they're all above 500. And oh, the White Sox did avoid the 100-loss season there, missed out on that. Pirates with 96 losses, they've been taking up the basement most of the season so far here. We almost had a triple crown here. Look at that. Rosen, and by 3 RBIs, he did not get the triple crown because his teammate Ray Boone tallied a couple more ribbies there. So Rosen, 342 average over Al Zarilla of the Browns at 323. Oh, we do have a fill-in here, Bud Sushak. And here we've got Rosen over Walt Troppo. And in the RBI column, we've got Ray Boone over Al Rosen. NL batting, Stan the Man, another batting title, 364. Don Mueller, second. George Kell, third. Jackie, fourth. Ashburn, fifth. Home runs, Klaczewski, Campanella, Snyder all with 50. Willie Mays with 49. And Mays takes the RBI title by 2 over Duke Snyder. Don Mossy, ERA leader for the Indians. 1, 2, 3, 4 Indians in a row for ERA. No question why they're finishing first consistently here. Sal Magley, 22 wins for the Tribe. Bob Lemon second with 18. Satchel Paige, 43 saves for Cleveland. Ellis Kinder next on the list, 39 for the Yankees. We've got Earl Blackwell for the Reds, 214, and 21 victories, leading the way in both of those categories. Jim Willis, runner-up in ERA at 264. Alex Kellner, runner-up with 17 wins for Cincinnati. Jim Constanti, 39 saves, leading the league over Joe Black of the Dodgers with 34. And top vote getters, we've got Al Rosen, Ray Boone next. And AL Cy Young, we've got Sal Magley over Bob Lemon. NL MVP, Willie Mays by 8 votes over Duke Snyder. And NL Cy Young, we've got Ewell Blackwell over Irv Palika. Alright, let's go to special events for Season 5. Well, this definitely looks like a 2-horse race here, but we're at the halfway mark, so anything's possible. The Dodgers holding a 3-2 lead at this point. And both clubs pretty dominant in their respective leagues. Consistently 20 games ahead of their runner-up. Let's scroll down a bit. There we go. Triple plays, 5 of them. Home runs, Bobby Thompson with 3. Walt Drapo with 3. Don Lenhart with 3. And Duke Snyder with 3. Okay. Hits in the game, Jackie Jensen and Ed Yost. Okay, skip that. Cycle, 2 cycles. 3, 4 inside the park homers. Special events, strikeouts. Jack Harshman, 12 Ks in a game. And no hitters, so we will move on to season number 6. Alrighty, season 6. Can Cleveland tie it up again? Season overview. And what do we got? Indians 107, 313 run diff. Dodgers 106, 402 run differential, but 1 victory fewer than Cleveland. So Cleveland evens the season point total at 3 apiece through 6 seasons. We've got Yankees again, strong showing in second. Athletics, I think that might be their best showing yet, with 87 wins. The Dodgers, sorry, not the Dodgers, Boston 85. And the Senators, 104 losses. So, scrolling down a bit, Dodgers, 25 games ahead of the Cardinals, and everybody else below 500. Look at that. Cubs and Giants just barely under, and even the worst team in the league, only 89 losses. So. Okay, league leaders, Dale Mitchell, batting title, 353 for the Indians, Johnny Pesky, 343, and Nellie Fox, 342, coming up just a little bit short. Walt Troppo, homers, 43, RBIs, 167, leading both categories. His teammate, Ted Williams, 39 dingers, finishing runner-up. And Larry Doby, 147 RBIs. Carl Furillo, batting title, 367. And Don Mueller, 362. So he's come up short several times here, but very strong showing. Ralph Kiner, 51 long balls, outpacing Roy Campanella, Klaczewski, Mays, and Snyder, all with 40 plus. Snyder takes the RBI title, 150, followed by Campanella, and Furillo, three Dodgers there. Actually, 4 in the top 5 with Hodges. ERA leader, I've seen him before up here, Al Brazel, Red Sox, 2.03. Sal Magley second, 265. Bob Grimm, Randy Gumpert, 18 wins. Satchel Paige, 36 saves over Ellis Kinder, 29. Vern Bickford of the Boston Braves, 2.28 ERA, takes the title. Robin Roberts of the Phillies, second with 2.60. Bob Kelly, leading the league with 17 wins. Clem Labine with 16. Got Frank T. Smith with 40 saves for the Cubbies. Marv Grissom for the Giants, 32. And top vote getters, Walt Troppo gets the MVP for the American League over Larry Doby. Ted Williams, Al Rosen, and Hoot Evers. So, AL Cy Young, Bob Grimm over Randy Gumpert. Sal Magley also over 200 votes there. Got Roy Campanella, 405 votes, leading the way for the NL MVP over teammate Duke Snyder. And the NL Cy Young goes to Clem Labine of the Dodgers by a slim margin over Bob Kelly of the Cubs. Alrighty, let's go to special events. Well, Brooklyn and Cleveland, 3 points each. Doesn't look like anybody wants to run away with it at this point. Okay, scroll down. Double plays, triple plays. Oh, a bunch of them here. 5, 9, I think I count there. 9 triple plays. Home runs, Roy Smalley Jr., Willie Mays, Ralph Kiner, Walt Troppo, Ted Williams. Nope, wrong Williams. Williams for the Giants. You have to look that one up. And Eddie Stanky. Just the name escapes me here. So bear with me a second. Williams. Davy Williams. Okay. My apologies to Davy Williams, but he had the 3-homer game there. Want to make sure I got that correct. 6 hits in a game. Don Mueller, Carl Furillo, and Jim Hegan. All right. Skip down a bit. A couple of 3 stolen base games. Eddie Juiced and Richie Ashburn. Hamner, Berra, Ennis, Hegan hitting for the cycle. In the park homers. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 inside the Parkers. Okay, no hitters. Got a fill-in for the Phillies, Kennedy. Bill A. Kennedy with the no-no. And only 1 walk, so. And Ashburn with a couple of hits. Fill-in, Mickey Owen and Kazansky. Yeah, Phillies only had 2 runs, so. And no RBIs. Interesting. And versus Brooklyn, that's pretty incredible because take a look at that lineup. Fairly stacked. The only walk was by Cal Abrams. And here's Kennedy's line there. Just the 1 walk. So pretty amazing game for Bill A. Kennedy. A fill-in for the Phillies. All right. That'll do it for season 6 here. Where's my, there we go. All right. All right, let's take a look at season number 7 here. There we go. Oh, looks like we've got a tie here. Indians and Dodgers. Very interesting. So, let's see where that puts us with the points here. Where am I at? Here we go. Season number 7. Yeah, we were tied at 3 points, so now we're tied at 3.5 points, with each team tied with 111 wins. So, got the Indians 26.5 games in front of Boston, and the Browns finishing 3rd. The A's finishing 500, and the Yankees 1 game under 500. Nobody lost 100 games. The Indians with a plus 389 run differential. And in the National League, we've got the Dodgers, again, 111 victories, 382 positive run diff. Cardinals in 2nd, 28 games back. The Giants just a little bit off that pace. And the Braves, so a good scramble for 2nd, but they were well out of the race, probably by late July there, I would say. And the Pirates lost 100. So let's take a look at our leaders. Got Dale Mitchell claiming the batting title over Yogi Berra. We've got Al Rosen leading the way with 51 circuit clouts. Well ahead of the pack here. Walt Dropo with 35. Rosen leading the charge in RBI as well with 160. Bobby Doerr of the Red Sox, 150. All right. Larry Doby up there. NL batting, we've got George Kell, 355. Johnny Hopp of the Cardinals, second at 342. Kell of the Dodgers, I failed to mention. Ted Kluszewski, 55 Jacks for the Reds. Roy Campanella, Gil Hodges, 44 and 42 apiece for the Dodgers. And Campanella, 153 RBI, leading the way over 10 better than Kluszewski. And there's Duke Snider. AL pitching, Don Mossi, 1.9. Luis Aloma for the Senators. Not quite, but nearly a run differential between those two. Mossi, 22 victories, leading the way over Bobby Shantz of the Philadelphia Athletics. Save leader, this is a new one, Sonny Dixon of the Senators with 39 over Dave Jolly of the Browns. NL pitching, Jim Hearn, 208. Warren Spahn, 208. And Dutch Leonard of the Dodgers not far behind with a 216. Leonard leading the pack with 18 victories over Don Little of the Braves. Hoyt Wilhelm of the Braves, 39 saves over Jim Constanti of the Reds. Top vote getters, Al Rosen, 418 over Minnie Mignoso and Larry Doby, all of the Indians. Top vote getter, Cy Young, Don Mossi of the Indians, 295 over Bobby Shantz. NL MVP goes to Ted Kluszewski over a quartet of Dodgers here. Snyder, Campanella, Ferrillo, Hodges. And NL Cy Young goes to Dutch Leonard of the Dodgers over Don Little of the Braves. All right, let's look at special events for season number 7. And while I was bringing up one of these reports here, I realized that I had erred in pronunciation on one of the player names, so I apologize for Eddie Youst. I think I called him Juiced, going by the phonetic spelling, but it is, according to Baseball Reference, it's Youst. So that will probably, I'm sure that's not the first, and nor will it be the last mispronunciation. While I am a fan of baseball and its historical, diving into the stats and the player names and all that stuff, I will say that I probably haven't looked at the player name pronunciation as in-depth as one should, so I'm definitely botching some names along the way, so my apologies, no offense meant to any of those players or their families. At any rate, I will acknowledge when I do come across one that I've mispronounced, I will try to correct it. So there you go. All right, moving on. Special events, season 7. Triple plays, I do see a few here. Looks like 9 to me. Home runs, I see a few here. I don't see any 4-homer games, but we'll just, let's see, Kluszewski of the Reds, Bobby Thompson of the Giants, Sid Gordon, Mickey Mantle, Stan Musial, Wes Westrom, Ray Boone, Robinson of the Indians. I think it's Eddie. And Klazuski. Let's double check that one. I'm going to go with Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson. There it is. All right. Educated guess. Hits in a game. Duke Snider. 6 hits against the Pirates there. RBIs. We're going to skip down a bit here. Runs scored. Stolen bases. Whitey Lockman stole 3 bags in the game. Errors. Don't care. Cycles. 4 cycles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the park homers. And Bob Turley struck out 12 in a game. No no-hitters, because that would be here if there were. Moving on. Season number 8. We are screaming towards the finish line in a 2-team race with the Indians and Dodgers here. If they keep up the current back and forth, we might have to go into overtime or extra innings, depending on your sport of choice, right? All right, season number 8 is in the books. We've got the Indians with 101, but we have the Dodgers with 114. So they gain a point on the Indians. They are now up 4.5 to 3.5 points. In the American League, we've actually had a strong contender here. Boston only finishing 5 back. That's the first time in a while that anybody's really challenged the Tribe there. And the Indians only a 292 run diff. So not quite sure. Somebody must have gotten injured during this particular replay here that knocked them back a bit. Look at that. 2 teams, everybody else below 500 here, but no 100 loss. So it was actually a pretty competitive season, even though you had these 2 kind of running away with it here. But nobody getting totally blown out of the water, I guess. All right, National League, Dodgers 371 run differential, well ahead of the Braves. Wow, the Braves actually 87 wins despite a -4 run differential. That's interesting. Not easy to pull that off. Cardinals 82 victories. Everybody else sub 500. No 100 lost teams in this replay. All right. League leaders. Mickey Vernon of the Senators 345 over Ferris Fain. Al Rosen 52 jacks over Larry Doby, both of the Indians. Walt Dropo of the Red Sox 161 RBI, 14 better than Rosen. There's Jolton Joe in his towards the end of his career here, but still knocking in 140 runs. And there's his brother Dom, 329 for Boston. So, okay, NL batting. Don Mueller, 364. And again, I might be mispronouncing that one. That might be Miller. I'd have to look that one up. Carl Furillo, 359. Second, Frankie Baumholtz, 351. Nice season from him. NL batting, homer and RBI leader, Roy Campanella with 47 and 151. Eddie Matthews came up just a bit short with home runs for the Boston Braves. And Furillo was second with a 132 ribbies, but well off the pace of Campanella there. Alrighty. NL pitching, Ned Garver of the Browns, 282. And a fill-in, as we noted earlier, anybody with a plus sign is a fill-in. Again, that means they're pitching for a team that was not their original team. It's just that they didn't make their own 40-man roster, and therefore I was able to use them for a team that needed someone to fill in a gap on. In this case, the White Sox roster came up a bit short, so I needed some fill-ins, and here's Tom A. Gorman with a 3.10 ERA, taking advantage of some playing time there. And here's another fill-in, Woody Main for the Philadelphia A's, 18 victories, leading the way. Tom Gorman second with 16. So it's interesting to see some of these guys bubble to the top of the leaderboards now and again. Ellis Kinder, 34 saves for the Yankees, one better than Dave Jolly of the Browns. We've got the NL pitching leaders, Ewell Blackwell for the Reds, 1.9. Warren Spahn of the Braves, 210. Win leaders, Clem Labine of the Dodgers, 23 wins. 7 better than Howie Pollitt of the Cardinals. And save lead, Hall of Famer Hoyt Wilhelm, the Braves, 46 saves. Jim Constanti, 38 for the Reds. Top vote getters for MVP and Cy Young, we've got Al Rosen again, MVP over Walt Dropo, and Larry Doby. Jolton Joe finishing fourth there, and Vic Wertz. AL Cy Young, Woody Main, the fill-in for the A's, 210. 10 votes better than Joe Dobson. There's Tom Gorman, Don Mossy. NL MVP, Campanella by 3 votes over Ferrillo. Tight race there. Eddie Matthews third. And NL Cy Young, Clem Labine over Howie Pollitt. Labine running away with that with his 23 victories. Alrighty, let's check out special events for season number 8. While we've got a second here, looking up. Yep, Don Mueller, so I was correct on that one. Okay, but I have heard that same last name pronounced Miller, so I guess it's dependent on the individual and their family names. I guess it's could be one of those either ors. So all right, let us scroll down to the triple play section here. Went a little too far. There it is. Triple plays. That looks like 10 to me. Not a lot of 3-homer games here. Jones for the Phillies. Is that Willie Jones? I'm going to go with Willie Jones there. But we can double check that. Stan Lopata of the Phillies. 3-homer game. And Andy Pafko of the Cubs. Let's see if this is Willie Jones. Willie Jones. All right. Hits in a game. Addis and Rosen. 6 hits in a game. Stolen bases. Oh, several guys with 3 stolen bases. Again, stolen base was not that prevalent in this time frame, so we're not going to see too many of those. Only 1 cycle that entire year. Bobby Doerr. In the park homers, 8 of them. Oh, no 12 strikeout plus games and no hitters. So we will move on to season number 9. Get out of here. And we'll restore season 9 here. over right. Dodgers up by a point right now. Let's see what we got here. Indians 100, Dodgers 101. So Dodgers get the point. That means they're up 5, I think 5.5 to 3.5. Let me double check. 5.5 to 3.5. So that means they are going to win this particular series here of replays. Yeah, even if the Indians were to win season 10, they would fall a point short. So congratulations to the Brooklyn Dodgers. We'll still go through the remainder of the stats here for season 9 and 10, along with the overall wrap up at the end. So the Indians still putting on a valiant effort here, but coming up just a bit short. 100 wins, 365 run differential, definitely strong showing again for Cleveland. Yankees next, 7 games back. Boston third, A's fourth, everybody else below 500. Dodgers, 101 wins, 267 run diff, not as high as they'd been. Reds, only 13 back. Cardinals and Giants, 82 victories each. The rest of these teams in the mid to high 60s in wins. All right, league leaders, Bobby Avila, 351 over Mickey Vernon. Al Rosen, home run crown, 39 to Hank Sauer's 32. Sauer, 130 RBIs. Rosen, 128. NL leaders, Willie Mays, 353 batting average. Takes the batting title there by 0-0-1 over George Kell. Stan the Man third. Eddie Matthews, 58 bombs. Wow. Campanella, 49. Campanella, 145 ribbies over Gil Hodges, his teammate, and teammate Duke Snider. So all of them with 140 plus RBIs. So you can see, again, why Brooklyn dominated here. AL pitching, Joe Dobson of the Indians, 1.99 ERA, just barely above Harry J. Taylor of the White Sox at 201. Satchel Paige third. Bob Grimm, 20 victories for the Yankees, leading the way over Johnny Schmitz of the Indians. Ellis Kinder, 43 saves. Satchel Paige next with 28. NL pitching, Don Little of the Braves, 229. Clem Labine, 235. Labine with 18 victories over Ewell Blackwell's 15. Save lead this time around goes to Jim Constanti with 41. Frank T. Smith of the Cubs with 36 is next. And here's our MVP and Cy Young winners. Got Al Rosen again, MVP, over Hoot Evers of the Tigers. Teddy Ballgame finishing third. Bob Grimm gets the Cy Young. Johnny Schmitz second. Eddie Matthews, 427 votes for NL MVP over Roy Campanella, Willie Mays, Duke Snider, Ted Kluszewski, all strong showings there. And Clem Labine is the clear NL Cy Young winner over Ewell Blackwell. And let's go to Season 9, Special Events. Okay. So the original Dodgers, 1950 through 54, achieve victory with, as we've shown, a fairly stacked offense. Clem Labine, Don Newcomb on the mound. And yeah, I mean you've seen the leaderboards. They're peppering the leaderboards all over the place. So kind of makes sense. Yeah, that was kind of their one of their strongest periods for the franchise as well. All right, let's go. There we go. Scrolling. Triple plays. There we go. 6 triple plays. Home runs. We have Al Dark, Eddie Robinson, Willie Mays, Fox on the A's, and Sauer. Now I'm curious, is this Nellie Fox? Which Fox is it? Nellie Fox. 5 for 6 with 3 homers, 9 RBIs. Wow. Okay. Well, it just goes to show you on any given day, somebody can just have a career game like that. Ted Kluszewski, 6 hits. Nelly was not known for his power, I would have to say. Stolen bases. Glynn on the Phillies, 3 steals. Cycles, 2 cycles, 2 in the park homers. It's a bit low for, and no no-hitters, no high strikeout games, so we're done with that, and we'll move on to season 10 here. Okay, overview. Season number 10, Yankees. Where'd they come from? Yankees defeat the Indians by 1 game. And the Yankees also with 102 wins tie the Dodgers. So after 10 seasons, we've got Dodgers with 6 points, Indians with 3.5, Yankees with 0.5. And by my math, that adds up to 10. All right. Yankees, Indians, 100 victories apiece. A's above 500, Red Sox 500, everybody else sub 500. And NL, we've got the Dodgers, the Cardinals, look at that. They just finished a game back. The Reds, the Giants, actually the Reds above 500, everybody else sub 500. All right, league leaders. Avila, batting title, 348 over his teammate Rosen, 343. There's Nellie Fox, but Fox hit 3 homers in season 9, not season 10. But anyway, Nellie Fox there, making an appearance on the leaderboards. Al Rosen, 47 round trippers, 12 better than the Mick. And look at that, Mantle, 1 better than DiMaggio. Walt Tropo, 149 RBIs, leading the way. Al Rosen next, 142. NL batting, Red Schoendienst, 367, takes the batting crown over Carl Furillo's 358. Willie Mays, home run and RBI lead, 54 and 160. Runner-up, Gil Hodges, 42 and 127. And look at that, Del Ennis, third in both categories. All right, Don Mossy again, ERA leader, 254. Al Brazel, 263. Bob Keegan, 16 wins. Johnny Schmitz, 15. Ellis Kinder, save leader with 37 over Sonny Dixon of the Senators. NL pitching, Jim Hearn, 1.49 for the Cardinals. And Alex Kellner of the Reds, 2.68. Got Jerry Staley of the Cardinals, 21 wins. Carl Erskine of the Dodgers with 20. So yeah, I don't think I even mentioned Erskine when I was talking Dodgers earlier. But Erskine, Newcomb, Labine, pretty good staff there. Frank T. Smith, 31 saves, tied with Hoyt Wilhelm. Top vote getters, Al Rosen, again, MVP, 401 votes. Jolton Joe DiMaggio, 355. Runner-up, AL Cy Young, Johnny Schmitz of the Indians, tied with Bob Keegan. NL MVP, Willie Mays over Del Ennis. And NL Cy Young, Carl Erskine over Jerry Staley. Alrighty, let's go to special events. Bam. So that was cool to see the Yankees sneak in there and at least tie for the lead in victories in Season 10 here to give us a little more flavor. Alright, let's scroll down to triple plays. There's double plays, there's triple plays. 6 of those. Home runs. Any 4-homer games? Looks like no. Kiner, Ennis, Mays, Kluszewski, Hodges, Semenuk. Okay. Hits in a game. Oh, we got a few of those. Eddie Matthews, Logan, Farillo, Morrow, Courtney. Okay. Bill Bruton, 3 steals. Cycles, 4 of those. In the park homers, 6 of those. No high strikeout games. No no-hitters. Okay, let's check. Well, since we're here and we're wrapping it up, encyclopedia reports. So we can look at stuff like, let's see, franchise standings. So you can see the Dodgers with a 692 win percentage over those 10 seasons. And since we ended on Season 10, you can easily divide these numbers by 10 and get an average. So Dodgers averaged 107 wins per replay. Indians with 104. Yankees with 88 if you round up. Cardinals with 86. And Red Sox with 86. And what else can we do? We're going to skip the franchise stuff there. Options here. We're going to do 3,000 and 1,000 for the leaderboards. Alright, so this is after 10 seasons cumulative, or yeah, so Musial, 347 batting average. So he's the overall batting leader. Farillo, Mueller, Shane Dienst, and Kell. On base, Ted Williams, Stan Musial, Stanky, Kiner, Fane. Slug, got Willie Mays, Kluszewski, Snyder, Farillo, Kiner. OPS, got that here. Runners in scoring position, bases loaded. I'm not going to do all these. Alright, so same deal here. Campanella, we could say that he averaged 44 homers a season. Same with Kluszewski. Mays 43, Rosen 43, Snyder 42. Runs scored, Rosen is the clear leader here, averaging 136 runs scored. RBIs, Droppo, 147. Not going to go through all of these. Stolen bases, Bruton. So look at that, divide by 10, you got 19 steals. So nobody's running back then. Just not. Stolen base was not a weapon that was used back in the early 50s. Hit lead, Don Mueller over Fox, Rizzuto, Vernon, and Mays. Strikeouts, the Duke over Mantle. Doubles, 48 per year, George Kell. Triples, Mignoso, 17 per season. Walk lead, Stanky, 137. Williams, 133. Eddie Yost, 127. Gotta pronounce his name correctly there. And Eddie Yost. All right. Intentional walks, sack hits, sack flies. I'm gonna say we don't really concern ourselves with those. And career leaders in pitching: Jim Hearn, Don Mossy, Ewell Blackwell, Bob Lemon, Don Little. I'm sure I mentioned those names during the pitching leaderboard section. Innings pitched, Tom A. Gorman. Okay. Wins lead, Johnny Schmitz, 15, maybe 16 a year. Don Mossy, same deal. Complete games, Bobby Shantz, 45. Constanti, 34 saves a year. Kinder, 33. Wilhelm, 33. Page, 29. Strikeouts, Ernie Johnson, Ewell Blackwell. Home runs allowed. I don't know if we care too much about these numbers. Strikeouts per 9, Jack Harshman. So there you have it. You can look at career batting. Now I've got these cranked up to 3,000 plate appearances. You can adjust that if you want. But sometimes it's fun to sort these by different categories, or look at specific, basically tweak the plate appearances or the innings pitched if you're doing the pitching. But there you go. That's going to be a wrap on our originals 1950 through 54 season replays. Thanks again for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate the views, and hope you're enjoying this series. So keep an eye out for the next ones, along with the World Series games that I'm playing here as well. So until next time, take care, keep playing ball, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.